Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about what to do when you are in a rut, right? So guys, you can probably relate to what I'm about to say, but it is true that in life, bro, like no matter how much you do, no matter how good you feel one day, no matter how good you may be performing in life for a set period of time, there's always going to be times where you go up and then you go down. Like for example, you may be killing it at your job, right? You may be getting praise from your boss and your superiors, and you may have got a raise or a promotion, and you're killing it. You're doing well. You're doing great, and then for no apparent reason, you could be doing the best you could do. 6 months, go by, and you're in a rut, right? Your boss isn't noticing you as much, or maybe there's a new boss and they really don't notice you, or just things weren't like they used to, right? It's typical for us humans, I don't know why, but we like to look in the past a lot as to like how things used to be. Like life used to be so good 5 years ago, right? If only, I could go back to when I was this age, or at this present time with these people in these life circumstances, life was so good, right? But you have to realize that in the duration of your entire life, whether you live to be 100 or 90 or 80, however old you live to be, there's always going to be like little cycles where you feel like you're not moving, like you feel like things just aren't progressing at a rapid pace, right? And what I can say is that what you don't want to do is let, like, I wouldn't even say tough times, because you could be experiencing like stagnation or feeling stuck and still have a great life, but you don't want to let that like sabotage you and think like, oh, like just because like I'm not seeing the success I want, or I'm not like at the level in my career where I want to be at this set period of time, that my life sucks and I'm doing something wrong. Because some people, or the majority of us, like we get negative when things aren't going well. Like as soon as like we notice that like things are slow or things are stagnant or we didn't get what we want, we start to have like, not like self-doubt, but we start to think negatively about like life, right? And we can create all sorts of like stories and ruminations about how life just sucks, and we wish things could be different, right? So one thing I want to say is that life isn't always just going to give you what you want whenever you want. Like you can plan for things to happen at a set period of time, and then if it doesn't happen, right, most of us, if we set a goal to make a certain amount of money by X time, right, whatever that time is, and we don't make that money, we get upset and we feel like a failure. We feel like we're stuck. We feel like, we just don't know what's going on, right? But at the end of the day, you're going to get the results by obviously just staying consistent, staying adaptive. Obviously, you want to continue to learn as you go. But one thing you also want to keep in mind is that you can't let stagnation or being stuck let you like get all negative and get depressed and get sad, right? And it's okay to feel like down, right? It's okay to feel like, damn, like I'm ready for a breakthrough. I'm ready for things to really unfold, right? Because that's what we want. Like we want better conditions. We want better life circumstances as we progress throughout our life. But one thing I can say is that you want to make sure that you don't do anything stupid, right? Because it's easy to, build up so much momentum in a career or in a business or in a relationship, even with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, and then things don't go well for 2 weeks or a month or 6 months or a year, whatever time, and then now, as a result of things not going well or things not progressing how you would like, you get mad, you get frustrated, you get all pissed off, you get depressed, and you make irrational decisions, like you quit your job or you break up with your girlfriend, right? And one thing I can say is that no matter how good you get to be at one thing, there's always going to be things you need to learn, and there's always going to be things that God will place in front of you to test your patience, to test your resilience, to test your, like, hey, are you really willing to like see this through? Are you really willing to endure difficult times in this relationship? Are you really willing to endure times in your career where you may not be progressing at a fast rate like you had hoped, right? So don't get depressed, don't get negative, don't get caught up in like stories about how you wish things were better, or how, you know, maybe like, you know, because you can also think to yourself like, damn, I'm doing something wrong. And, you know, sometimes it's true that you may be doing something wrong, but oftentimes it's just, hey, sometimes life just takes its time with things, right? Sometimes life just takes time to get the result that you want, to get to the experiences you want, right? To get to the circumstances you want. So don't like feel like you need to beat yourself up, right? That's the biggest thing. Because like I said, you can be doing really well, you can be doing extraordinary, right? And just because you don't see results, now you're mad. So don't beat yourself up, don't get negative, don't like ruminate and think about the past, about how things used to be. You always want to stay present, right? You know, it's just, you always want to stay present, you always want to focus on what you can do now, right? And that's bringing me to my next point, is like, just focus on what you can do right now, right? No matter how bad it is, or no matter how stuck you feel, you still want to focus on like, damn, like, okay, like I'm stuck, or I don't see the result yet, but what can I still do today that's going to keep moving me forward, right? And if you can approach life with that outlook, with that approach, with that framework, like it, you know, I'm not saying that you're not going to have times where you're stuck, but you're going to be able to get through it eventually if you operate from that point of view, right? But like I said, if you operate from the point of view of like, yo, like I'm down, you know, I wish things were better, you know, and you just get depressed, you get sad, you get angry or pissed off or frustrated, right? And you continue that spiral of thinking and way of going about things, then you're gonna continue to be stuck, right? And like I said, I mean, depression, right? Feeling sad, these are all temporary things, right? And we're gonna experience them till the day we die. So you gotta get comfortable with letting things come, right, for a set period of time, and then letting them pass. Letting things come and letting them pass, right? That's the biggest thing, like, that I've been, like, as I just get older, that's the biggest thing I try to internalize and really, like, just accept. I just really try to, like, internalize it, accept it, and understand, like, this is just how things go, right? I wish, you know, I wish things sometimes were different, right? We all wish that life was different at certain times with different circumstances, with different results. But at the end of the day, like I said, you never get what you want, right? And if you knew that like the results you want, or the career you want, or the business you want, or the relationship you want was like a definite, like you knew like, hey, at this time, I'm definitely gonna get this promotion, or I'm definitely gonna get this amount of money, right? You would, like, life would be boring, because it's like, yo, like I already know like I'm gonna get it, right? Like, you know, it's like a kid at Christmas, right? A kid at Christmas is, you know, more happy to open the gifts that he didn't know he was gonna get than a gift that he knew he was gonna get, right? So it's the same way with life. It's like God wants you to be surprised when good things happen, right? So if you feel stuck, or you feel like you're not progressing, it's okay, because God's eventually gonna give it to you. You just can't be frustrated and depressed and resist what's coming to you, right? You always gotta think like, as you move day in and day out, you stay consistent, you stay taking action, you stay doing the things you know you need to do, right? Your goal, or the material thing that you want is coming closer to you as you're moving towards it, right? Now, you may at times move faster to it, right? Or you may at times move slower to it, but as long as you're moving towards it, you just gotta live with whatever emotions and thinking patterns and outward realities are you just got to live with everything that's present, right? Your outward reality, your inner emotions, your inner state, your negative thinking, whatever it is, you be present with it, you let it pass, and you keep taking the right steps to the thing you want, right? And I really think that's why like a lot of people fail on their way to like material success or whatever, because they get so wrapped up in the result, they get so wrapped up in like a temporary feeling of joy and pleasure from getting a good result, and then when things don't go well, or when things are like not happening at the time frame that they want them to happen in, they get mad and they get pissed off, and then they quit, or they stop doing it, or they self-sabotage, right? And then they really delay their progress, right? So don't do any of that. Stay the course, and like I said, things will come into your life when they're supposed to come into your life. And you just gotta, like I said, you gotta deal with the punches, you gotta roll with the punches, you gotta deal with the negative emotions that plague our mind constantly, and it is what it is. Like I said, we're not designed to just be happy all the time, right? That's a fantasy. The only time that you're gonna be 100% happy and blissful and joyful and whatever positive emotion you internalize and can imagine is when you're dead. When you're dead, there's nothing, right? And that's really bliss, right? I'm not talking I'm not trying to advocate suicide here, but I'm just trying to make a point, right? You're always going to have negative emotions, negative things happening in life at times, right? But like I said, you don't want to let it get you caught up, and you don't want to let it destroy you, right? So yeah, guys, that wraps this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.